ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're about ready to get underway with our gas 4x4 truck division. Again, a little bit different tonight. You'll see these first machines coming up to the starting line. And in the far lane will be David Ellenberger out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. He's driving a 2013 Chevrolet. And in the grandstand side, that's Jeremy DeBlaso out of Smithport, PA. That's an 11 Ford F-150 with the EcoBoost. The Chevrolet has the 6.0 in it. So Chevy versus Ford right off the bat. 225-foot track. Here we go. How about that for an opening race? That is going to be the left lane, the red Ford with the win. That big Chevrolet came out to an early lead, but those turbos, I think, kicked in that Ford and the way he went with the win. So up next in the far lane will be Tom J out of Elmwood City. And in the lane on the grandstand side, it will be Patrick Wilson out of West Middlesex. He's got a big block Ford under the hood there. That's a 460 in that 97 Ford. And on the far side, that is a 2007 Ford. Also a big block, that's a 6.2 Ford. Here we go, gonna get them staged. You'll see them creep up to the line. Once they're both set to go, they'll signal the tree and away they go. Ford versus Ford, Pat Wilson versus Tom J. In the gas 4x4 truck division. And it's going to look like Tom J takes the win on that one. So again, with this being double elimination, you will see those trucks come back even if they've lost. We will keep track of how that works. We had one truck with a power run, that was Jacob Cumberledge out of West Pittsburgh, PA. So he's going to run here by himself. You see that nice looking Ford. Oh, we have a correction on that last race. Pat Wilson will be your winner. The truck on the far lane faulted, so as soon as they red light, that's an automatic loss. So Pat Wilson actually takes the win in that old style Ford. And as I said, we have one truck that has a buy run, so he's going to run by himself here. This will be Jacob Cumberledge. It's a 2017 Ford, another EcoBoost. This is a 2.7, so this would be the small V6. But again, he's got two turbos under the hood there of that EcoBoost truck. He's going to come up and stage. And as soon as he gets staged, so watch that tree. That is a tree just like they would use in NHRA. They get the warning lights and then the go. So again, with the buy run, he obviously does not have to worry about it. He doesn't want a red light. So down he goes with the win. We'll see him coming back with the buy run. So first up, we're going to have the two trucks that already have their loss. That would be David Ellenberger with that black Chevrolet and Tom J with the 2007 Ford. If you remember, the red Ford actually came down the track a little bit slower. Excuse me. So David Ellenberger and Tom J, two big blocks from this run here. The 6.2 Ford and 6.0 Chevrolet. You saw that Chevrolet get out to an early lead in the last run. Let's see if we can hold on to it this time. David Ellenberger versus Tom J. They're both set to go. Loser on this round is out. Chevrolet pulled out that go. He kept his lead. You can see that black Chevy is really strong off the line. David Ellenberger with one loss and one win, so he is still in the competition as we've got our two winners coming up here. So coming back for this next round will be Jacob Cumberledge out of West Pittsburgh, PA. And Pat Wilson, he has that old style Ford. The other truck he was competing against, red lit, so he got the win. So Pat Wilson with the old flatbed Ford 97 Ford with the 460 on it versus the 27 EcoBoost. So old versus new. One of them has a couple turbos. Here we go. Jacob Cumberledge on the far lane. Pat Wilson on the grandstand side. 460 power versus 2.7 EcoBoost. Looks like they're set. To beat, you can tell those turbos really kick in there about half track, and away he starts to go. That's really going to be an advantage for him tonight. All these trucks again are four-wheel drive. So coming back again, we've got Jeremy DeBlasio and David Ellerberger. So they're coming up with a rematch. First two that we have down the track. If you remember, the Ford took the lead, or took the win in that last round, but they switched lanes. Just in the idea of fair competition. Let's see this time if that Chevrolet can keep the lead here, if that Ford's going to gain on them again once this turbo's kick in. Chevy versus Ford, pick your side, pick your lane. Jeremy DeBlasio on the far side, David Ellerberger, here we go. Almost the reverse of the first run, but that red Ford held on. He got out to the early jump and he actually held on to it. So Jeremy DeBlasio undefeated in that division, and that is going to eliminate David Ellerberger. So he's going to go around the track. We're going to see Jacob Cumberledge come right back around and go for another run. So this is Pat Wilson's opportunity here. He has to win or go home. Pat Wilson in the near lane. Jacob Cumberledge in the far lane. Here we go. You can see the difference. It's just really difficult once that 460 opens up. It does have the power and starts to get down the track, but just no match tonight for that 2.7 EcoBoost, which means we're going to come back to the final run of this 4x4 gas division. It's going to be a 3.5 EcoBoost versus a 2.7 EcoBoost. So those two Fords with the turbos underneath the hood have definitely helped them as they get about half track. They really can lay into the throttle and those turbos start to spool and away they go. They will have to race twice. They have not lost. Neither truck has lost. So they will have to race at least twice in order to see who is going to walk away as champion. Jacob Cumberledge on the near lane out of West Pittsburgh, and Jeremy DeBlasio will be in the far lane. Excuse me, that is Jeremy DeBlasio in their red Ford. They'll run down the track in these lanes right now, and then they'll come back around and switch lanes. So again, EcoBoost versus Ford EcoBoost. Jeremy has a little bit more cubic inch under the lip. But again, both running the EcoBoost 2-turbo machines. They'll run down the track in this order, and then they will flip-flop, and then we'll have to determine if they'll have to run a third time or not. Oh, good start. Took that first round, so they will come back around and they will switch lanes this time. They're going to switch lanes here. Again, Jacob got the early jump on the tree, but he did spin the tire, so he may have a different strategy or might just stick with it. I'm sure Jeremy's going to try and make sure that he gets an early jump on the tree this time. Both Fords, so guaranteed Ford fans, you will be at least the gas 4x4 division champion tonight. Looks like Jacob is staged. Jeremy is coming up to the line. Looks like they're both staged, ready to go. Might be determined at the start line right now. Jacob versus Jacob. And that's going to do it. Jacob Cumberledge will be your street gasoline 4x4 truck champion. So that 2.7 EcoBoost was quite the machine. Did not lose the entire division. So again, in order, your winner tonight, Jacob Cumberledge. Second place, Jeremy DeBlazo. Third place, David Ellenberger. Fourth place, Pat Wilson. And rounding out the top 5 is Tom J. in your gasoline 4x4 truck division. First up in the near lane will be Brian McCall out of Roland, Pennsylvania. He's driving a 2000 International with a Caterpillar engine. And in the far lane with a 95 Freightliner powered by a Detroit diesel, that will be Cody Tuchek out of Greenville, PA. If you're familiar with the pooling circuit, Brian has an international pooling tractor, an international 1066. And if you take a look at his truck as he goes there, he's got an international 1066. And you can hear the Jake brake as he slows down to come back around. Brian McCall with the early win, really shifting through the gears. So up next, we got a cab over. We got a cab over international driven by Ty Williams out of Wampum, PA. And in the far lane, we've got Mike Emery driving the 82 Ford. It's got a Cummins under the hood, a 350 Cummins versus a Detroit in the cab over international. Here we go, they're wrapping up the line. Those turbos just like a little game. Wait for that shake down. With the 350 Cummins. So you can see with these semis, it's all about the start right from the get-go. As we have another truck here, we got 5 trucks in this division, so this truck will have a bye run through. This is an 86 International, also powered by a 350 Cummins, so the same engine that was in that Ford that just won the last race. This truck is driven by Chris Simmons out of Butler, Pennsylvania. Again, an 86 International with a 350 Cummins. He's going to get the bye run. You can see he's a single axle semi-truck. So if you take a look at the tree, you can see right at the very top of the tree, you've got the kind of orange light there. It just went off. He's going to pull him back up. That will be the signal that he is staged. Typically, if there's 2, there will be a light on each side, and then you can see the lights go, and then when it goes green, he's allowed to go down. It's the bye-run. So Chris gets a chance to get a free run and get a feel for it. So again, double elimination, much like we did with the gas division 4x4 trucks. We're going to do the same with the semi trucks here. Got 2 Detroits going against each other, 2 Cummins and a Caterpillar. So good variety of engine representation here. Looks like we've got 1 Freightliner, 3 Internationals, and a Ford. So a little bit of variety for everybody having a good time. So coming up to the line next will be Cody Tuchek with the 95 Freightliner in the near lane. He's out of Greenville. And Ty Williams out of Wampum with the 97 International. That's the Detroit as well. You gotta win or go home in this next race. So Freightliner versus International. But Detroit versus Detroit. I'm not really sure who would have the weighted advantage. Certain racing now is pretty light. I think the near lane might have missed a shift, and that cost him. As he was coming down the track, he was really getting into it, and then I think he missed a gear. Otherwise, that was going to be a nail biter right to the end. Okay, so we're going to go to the winner's side of our bracket here one more time. And we're going to put 350 Cummins versus 350 Cummins. One driven by Mike Emery in the far lane out of Elwood City. That's the 82 Ford. And in the near lane, that'll be Chris Simmons with the International 9670. So same engine under the hood. So this is truly going to be a driver's race. See who can get down through the gears and the transmissions. Not sure what they would have in these transmissions. I think that Ford would have a 9-speed. Not quite sure what the International would have. But it's definitely going to be a driver's race. Identical engines underneath the hood. And both have had a win. I know Mike Emery really ripped through the gears in his win. And got out to an early lead, but let's see. Chris Simmons in the near lane, Mike Emery in the far lane. Ford versus International, both Cummins powered. Looks like they're staged, just about right staged. The far lane took it. Mike Emery with the win. Okay, so we've got coming back to the line here, Brian McConnell in the 1066 International truck with the Caterpillar in the hood in the near lane, and Ty William out of Walker with the 897 Caterpillar International. This is a win or go home situation for Ty William. If I remember correctly, in the first race, Brian didn't get off the line as well, but he really shifted well, so here we go, Brian. This is Ty Williams. He really at the end. Brian McConnell in both of his races has been beat off the line, and then something about that shift that he makes, that he really gains ground with that great big Caterpillar motor underneath the hood. 550 horsepower underneath the hood in that Caterpillar. The Detroit almost had it, but couldn't quite hold on. So that will send Ty William home. So we are coming to the semifinals here. Alright, so these trucks already faced each other, if you remember. The Ford one, they're going to switch lanes here one more time. That way we can really determine if it's all about the driver, not necessarily the track. Mike Emery won it last go around. He has not lost yet, whereas if Chris does not win this one, he will go home. If you remember, this was a nail biter. Let's see what we can do. Chris Simmons in the far lane, Mike Emery in the near lane. I'll tell you what though, that International, if he just has 25, 50 more feet, I think he would catch him. Just couldn't get him. Mike had his number tonight. So that means that Chris will finish in the third position. So we've got two trucks left here in the finals, and just like in the 4x4 gas division, they will have to race twice, at least twice, to determine who the winner will be. These two trucks have not faced each other yet. So this will be interesting. This will be Brian McConnell with the great big 550 horsepower Caterpillar versus the 350 Cummins driven by Mike Emery. But again, if you remember, Brian has been behind in each of his races here and come back. Will he be able to do it against that Ford? Not sure. We're going to find out here in just a minute.
Don't forget tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, right here, 7 p.m. The second night of USA East sanctioned tractor and truck pulling. Here's what's on store tomorrow night. We're going to start off with Hot Farm Tractors. Great field of combination type tractors out there. We will go then to Run What You're Running, 4-wheel drives, modified 4-wheel drive trucks, all divisions, all types together, and then we're going to have some semi-truck exhibitions here from the Big Rig Pulling Series. So lots of action tomorrow night here at the Big Butler Fair. Action to start at 7 p.m. right here in front of the main grandstand at the Big Butler Fair.
All right, so Brian Collins brought his truck to the line. Again, this is double elimination. Neither one of these trucks is lost, so they will have to race at least twice to determine the winner. Of power about half track. He started to really gain on him and took it away from Mike Emery. Mike's really good off the line. I think he's led every single time. He is really good off the starting line. Just gonna determine if he can hold on to it. Again, they'll come right back around. They'll switch lanes. If Brian wins it, he'll be our champion. If Mike wins it, we'll have to race again. You heard about our pooling tomorrow night. There's a very good chance that Brian will be here in the Hot Farm division. I told you that he has an international that he pulls in the Hot Farm division of USA East, so he may be here again tomorrow night with his tractor. So make sure you come back tomorrow night and join us for that. It's a lot of fun. We had a blast last night. In the diesel pickup division, we had Chevrolets go 1-2. We had a Dodge win the gasoline truck division. And we had an international tractor win the tractor division. So having a good time out here at the Big Butler Fair as we've got at least one more run of these semis. International versus the Ford, Cat versus Cummins. Switching lanes, Brian's going to take the far lane. And I do believe that's his first time down this lane, so let's see what happens. Mike has driven in both lanes. You can see them really spool up those turbos at the starting line, but then they have a hard time getting all over the track. Again, this isn't asphalt, so they spin for a little bit, but then once they shift the gears, boy, they really get a hold of it and away they go. One more time. Mike needs to win or go home. I don't know. Brian McConnell took the win by the skin of his teeth, I think. That was about as close as they come. So Brian McConnell will be your winner in the semi-truck division. Mike Emery will be second, followed by Chris Simmons and Ty William will round out your top four. All right, so it looks like they're getting ready to stage these first two trucks. And the first truck in the grandstand side, the near lane, will be Andy Byler out of Hamilton. And in the far lane will be Cody Eugene out of Newcastle. And it will be Duramax in the far lane. 6.7 Power Stroke in the near lane. So again, this division of all the divisions will really be a driver's class at the beginning. Get that turbo spooled up and see who can get off the line first, and then we'll see what those big, powerful diesel motors can do down about halfway down the track. But a little bit different. Way to go, Cody Eugene versus Andy Byler. Andy driving the Ford versus Cody in the Duramax. Spool those turbos. Uh-oh. How about that, drag racing fans? Diesel smoke and all. All right, folks, they're going to say that Andy Byler was okay on the starting line. So he's going to take the win there in power stroke. So again, both trucks will be back, double elimination. So now we're going to go with Thomas Quasi in the near lane and Brendan McCreevy in the far lane. Chevy versus Dodge. What a race! Believe the Dodge took it. So the inline 6 beat the V8. That's not very typical in the drag racing. They like those V8s in the drag racing, but the Cummins took that race. It was a close one though. If they come back against each other, I'm not sure that's going to be too close to call. Again, it's all determined at the starting line with these diesel pickups. So we got the next round come up. In the far lane will be Ryan Imhoff out of Newcastle with the 2012 Chevrolet. And in the near lane will be Eric Moore out of Katanning with another 6.7 power stroke. That was close. Our track officials were looking at each other to confirm who was getting the win, but Chevy takes that one. Ryan Imhoff with the win. Very, very close. The Ford got the early jump. But the Chevrolet with the whole shot win there. All right. Now on the near side is Donald Bollinger. And on the far lane, Adam Mitchell-Tree. All right. Good job. Good run laid down. Great reaction time, and he really stuck it to the track. David Bollinger with the win. In the far lane will be Brendan McCreevy, and in the near lane, Cody Eugene. This is a winner go home race. That's going to be Brendan McCreevy, though, that stays with it. Those two trucks are almost identical underneath the hood, so that was quite the race. All right, so we've got another circumstance of a race coming up here where it will be win or go home. We've got Eric Moore out of Katanning in the far lane, and Adam Mitchell-Tree out of Newcastle in the near lane. Power stroke versus power stroke. 6.7 power stroke in the far lane, and a 6.0 in the near lane. So a little bit more cubic inch on the far side. If I had to guess, the far lane would have a little bit less weight in the truck. Here we go, Eric Moore, Adam Mitchell-Tree, scooping them up at the line. He's going to take the win. That was just about a perfect run laid down by Eric Moore. Just about a perfect run laid down by Eric Moore. He really got traction up front. You can see a little bit of bounce, but it stuck with it. Good run laid down in that winner go home race. Okay, so coming up next in the far lane will be Andy Byler. Andy Byler in the far lane. And Tom Crazy in the near lane. Tom's out of Crescent, PA, Andy out of Edmonton. Both were winners of their first race. Ford versus Dodge. 6-7 versus 6-2. I'll tell you what, that Dodge has come to play tonight. Good running truck. He even got the back end a little bit of fishtailing, but he stayed in it, corrected it, and down the track he went. So 2 wins early on. Andy Byler's still in it. That was just his first loss. So we've got 2 Duramax machines coming up against each other here again. We've got Ryan Imhoff in the far lane out of Newcastle and Donald Bollinger in the near lane out of Newcastle. And he's going to hold on. He's got great reaction time. Not sure if he's done this several times or not, but he's got great reaction time with that tree. And that's really paid off for him because he's faced 2 Duramax machines in his last 2 races, so very similar in motor, but he's got great reaction time. Okay, so we're coming back to another round here. Each of these trucks has had 1 loss already, so this will be a win or go home situation for Eric Moore and Brendan McGreevy. Eric Moore in the far lane with the 13 Ford and Brendan McGreevy in the near lane with the 05 Duramax. Oh, they must have switched lanes on us, so Brendan McGreevy in the far lane, Eric Moore in the near lane. Here we go. Another good race. They're really figuring it out at the tree. They've got a chance to see this tree a couple times. That's going to finish the night for Brendan McGreevy. Eric Moyer is still in it. Okay, so we're coming to another elimination race here. We've got Andy Byler and Ryan Imhoff. So Ryan Imhoff is in the far lane, and Andy Byler is in the near lane. So Chevrolet versus Ford here. Ford's taken the last couple, if I remember correctly. And so Ryan is going to get the jump and the win.
Final 4 there. That's Don Bollinger, undefeated. Tom Quasi, undefeated. We've got Ryan Imhoff, he's got a loss, and Eric Moyer, he's got a loss. So we're down to our final 4.
Ryan Imhoff in the far lane with the 12 Chevrolet, and Eric Moyer in the near lane with the 13 Power Stroke. Winner go home. Ryan Imhoff versus Eric Moyer. So the Power Stroke took it. Well, I just got word. I told you that he took the race, but that's because he actually faulted. So Ryan Imhoff is gonna take the win. What a bummer. That was a good race, but he did fault. We've got 2 Chevrolets and 1 Dodge. The only Dodge that was in the entire division tonight. So 2 Chevrolets and a Dodge. And that's going to be your final 3 here. How they finish up, we will determine in just a minute. All right, so in the far lane is Thomas Maze, and in the near lane, Don Bollinger, Dodge versus Chevy. Both of these trucks are undefeated, so you will see them back, but we will determine here who's That was a good race, all determined at the starting line. The Duramax with the win. All right, so Tom Quasi coming to the line here. He has got to win this race. Well, this is either side. Whoever wins this race goes on to the finals. Win or go home. Ryan Imhoff in the far lane, Tom Quasi in the near lane. I believe the Dodge took it. So there's going to be a rematch here. Tom will have to come right back around for the finals. All right, folks, so this is our final matchup. Here's the story. Tom Quasi in the near lane has a loss to Donald Bollinger. So here we go, final race. Oh, it looks like we're going to bring them back. Yep. So that was a rematch from the semifinal round, and in that particular race, David Bollinger took the lead. So Tom had to take the win. He did just that. He got a great jump on the tree, and so they're going to come back one more time to determine the champion here in the diesel 4x4 truck division. And again, folks, once we determine the final winner in this diesel 4x4 truck class, Tom Quasi in the far lane in the 2012 Cummins, and Donald Bollinger in the near lane, so inline 6 versus V8. Donald's only loss tonight is in that last race. It's going to be determined off the starting line. Something. Uh-oh. Well, that is going to make the finals an easy determination. Tom will be in second place, and Donald Bollinger will be your champion of the diesel division. So fourth place, Eric Moyer. Third place, Ryan Imhoff. Second place, Tom Quasi, and your winner with the 11 Chevrolet, Donald Bollinger. Grudge match of the International Catrovers to finish the night. So again, these are both Detroit diesels under the hood. Both internationals, again, you can see they're very, very similar. I think the only difference is number of axles on this. Here we go. The friendly rivalry with Cabo versus Cabo. Oh. Looks like we got to reset our tree here, make sure we're all staged up. And back them up here, make sure they're staged correctly. Make sure it's there. So the question is, what's going to win out? Will it be the lighter truck on the near side or the better traction truck on the far side? And who's going to get their gears correct?